We are back, and as promised, we're going to talk about software engineering and data privacy. Are you looking into going into this type of career, software engineering, maybe, or you just want to get an understanding of what it is and the importance of data privacy and why we need to talk about it? Well, this is the conversation for you. I've been joined by an expert. This is Javan Mugeni. He is a software engineer and a digital marketer. Karibu sana, Javan.
Asante, Steph.
How are you this Tuesday morning?
I'm doing very great.
All right, awesome. So let's start with your story,
Yeah.
a bit of your story before we get to talking about the topic of the day. How did you get to be a software engineer and digital marketer?
My story into software engineering is a bit interesting.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, because initially, as many developers out there or software engineers out there, they say that I had this interest, like from the beginning. Like when I was a child, I wanted to be a software engineer, or I always admired how I saw my uncle, my auntie, or someone coding or doing something, and I was like, this I feel like I could be interested in.
Okay.
But for me, that was not it really, because it is just something that popped out like in a minute. Look, it was back in 2022 on August, where my mentor, my friend, Mr. Talmon Makesi, is a member at my local church.
Okay.
Yeah, so he came out with a program for software engineers, and he decided like he want to teach young people in the church to code and to get into tech. At that time, I was a newbie in the church, not really plugged in. It was I think in the first 2 weeks of attending the church.
Okay, only two more to connect.
Exactly. So even I didn't really know how to go about it. Like after he announced, so I didn't know how to approach him and tell him that I'm really interested in this thing and doing it. So I just let it go for that moment. But I remember during that week, I was attending a fellowship, one of my fellowships there. I live in Thika, so it was in Juja. And after the fellowship, when we were going home now, I was commuting with one of my fellowship leaders. She's called Javan. So that's where I expressed my interest to her. And she was like, yeah, really, you want to do computer science and stuff? And I was like, yeah, I can give it a try. And that's when she told me that I'm going to talk to Salmon to enroll you in. And the next day I found myself enrolled for the software engineering course.
Okay.
And since then it has been, man, I can't explain. It has been the best thing
When was
that ever
that?
happened.
Which year?
That was 2022.
2022. So
August.
you have been doing it from 2022
Yeah.
till now.
Yeah, till now.
Okay, wasn't it hard for you saying that maybe it was not something that you grew up interested in, and people usually have this perception that coding, it needs too much energy, brain energy and all that.
Yeah, for me, I didn't really have that because I say I was not really, I didn't have that conversation with anybody, like talking about how coding is hard. So like when enrolling for it, I didn't have that mindset that it is hard.
Okay.
So like I was enrolling to it like as a new thing, like a new perspective of it, and getting to understand it on my own.
Okay, so you didn't have any preconceived perceptions about it.
Yeah, preconceived conception about it. Like
Okay.
I didn't have it.
Okay, that made it easier,
Yeah.
I believe.
Exactly.
So what is software engineering all about for someone who sees it as a big word, but what does it really entail?
Software engineering is not really a complicated thing as many people think, but it's about giving ideas, bringing ideas to life, like every other thing you may think about it. So like it's basically about bringing ideas into applications. That is maybe a mobile application, web applications, or AI systems. Yeah, it is basically that one.
So bringing ideas into applications.
Into applications, yeah.
So whatever you have, and that's why you find a lot of innovations. For them to execute it, they need a software engineer. You know, I might have the idea, but I'm not good at coding. I've never studied coding personally, but I have an idea. So I will look for a software engineer or developer, and who will bring that thing to life. And that's what you do. And it involves coding, right?
Coding.
Creating things and all that. And what does coding entail? Now, what is coding all about? The languages and everything in it.
Coding is a little actually bigger, because there's so many technologies used for coding out there, and as a software engineer, all you need to know is your area of focus. For example, I want to be a web developer. I want to be a software. I want to be an AI engineer. I want to be a mobile developer. So when you come into coding, you have to specify like where really do you want to major focus in, and which systems will I use to get my journey to where I want to get my patterns to get where I want to be. Like for example, I want to be an AI engineer. I'll not really go to learn maybe PHP as a coding language to be an AI engineer. I need to learn Python, machine learning or something. I want to be a web developer. I'll not really go to learn a coding language that is not really, I don't know how to explain this in a non-technical way, but you learn that language that is specific to exactly, like rather than like you learn language that specifically leads to where you want to be.
Okay, but now I'm looking at web. You know, for the web developer and the mobile developer. Are they not almost the same? Because you get some mobile applications that are linked to the website, or is it not, or is it better to have both if it's not the same thing?
It is not the same thing, but it is better to have both.
Okay.
Because web development is all about hosting your application on the web, but mobile development it's a way where systems are created that can be easily found in your phone without going to the web browser to search for them. For example, if I want to access Safaricom, I can access it either as a web app or as a mobile app. So it is easy for it when it is linked. But when you have just a web-developed app, that means that when a user wants to use the app, really have to go first to search it on the web, either Chrome or Opera Mini or whichever web browser you're using, so as to get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, so now you've mentioned there's the web. You have to know whether you want to be a web developer, mobile developer, or an AI developer, right?
Yeah.
And then that dictates the kind of language that you will learn.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, what are the things necessary that make coding possible? Something around, let's say, storage, computing power, and all that. Talk a bit about that.
What really makes coding possible? I can say it's all about knowing your area of focus and navigating through it by trying to get the necessary gears possible to make you achieve what you want to. So if you're if you want to do an AI engineering, you want to be an AI developer, and you need to research more about it and get to know the focus. Like I need this tool, I need this, I need to learn Python, I need to learn Python machine learning and something like something. Like that's how you really go about it. And also, if you want to like really dwell in the web development, like also you don't really need like so many. Come on. Yeah, but you don't really you don't really need much compared to AI, because web development, the weight on the web development and the weight on the AI development is very different. Yeah.
So for you, you're specialized in web development.
Yeah, web development.
Web development. All right.
Yeah.
Does it? What are the requirements for your machine? Does it take a lot of space? The storage, the cloud storage. What is required?
Yeah, it is very essential when it comes to a machine. For example, like you can't go to coding. You want to code with a machine that has a 4 GB RAM. Of course, it will help you at some point, but there's some, when the problem gets complex, you won't be able to get through it, because the software really run on a high. So there's some software that really run on a high, they use random access memory that is very high. So when you're trying to develop something and you check on your machine and you're like, this something's way bigger than what my machine can do. So you have to really look on those specifics, like what is the RAM that you want to use, what is the what is the RAM required, what is the storage of the application, like what it will take, and what is the and how and the speed that you want your software to be running on. Yeah.
Okay.
So like you need to really specify and really look into those things before you start building on the software. Yeah.
So all that is on hardware storage.
Yeah.
But when we talk about AI, because you said that is, it needs more power. It's a bit more intense. I know it's not your area, but maybe what kind of storage does it need? Okay. What I'm trying to say is, now for an AI developer, do they now need to go to AWS, the cloud storage, and even that, is it enough? Is it more expensive? What is it about that?
It is AI. It is more expensive compared to web development, because AI really the science behind AI is that AI learns on data.
Okay.
You see?
Yeah.
So when AI learns on data, it means that it has to be provided with so much data for it to gain that much power to deliver what the user wants. So the more you feed in the data into the database and all that, that means that it will have more, it will occupy more space or more storage, since it is feeding on so much data compared to normal applications.
Okay.
So when it gets to feed on much data, that means that it will really require a person or the owner of the software to really invest much more on their storage or something, in the cloud computing or
So it's more intense kind of field, if I can put it like that.
Yeah.
Now, let's get into data privacy a bit. What is the importance of data privacy? Why do we need to talk about data privacy?
Data privacy is really important to me as an individual, because data privacy is especially more about you as a person, what are your principles or what you want to expose to the world. And that is maybe your names, your images or something. And data privacy is really important, because how you expose your data out to the world, it means it reflects how your data will be used with the people outside there. And so it's really an essential thing to make sure that we control our data on a personal level, to make sure that we don't really give away to the world what we don't want the world to see.
Okay, then how do I control my data, especially when using the applications, when I'm browsing online? How do I protect my data?
How do I protect data? Basically is just knowing the site that you want to navigate, or maybe the application that you want to use, because there's so many applications out there. And some applications out here, they're not really created for for the good purpose to the user. They're there to harm you in a way. Yeah. So for you to get to use that software that you really want to use, or that application, or that web application that you really want to use, you first had to get to know the reputation and to understand how they collect your data for their purpose, and yeah.
There are some sites which people go into, and these are sites that are usually prone to either hacking you, you follow some link, and then the next time your WhatsApp has been hacked, so you're telling people, do not send money to that number, it's not me, and all that. How do you know that these sites are fake for someone out there?
It's not really easy to know if you're not even that technical by yourself also. And that's why I'll say that everybody needs to learn technology like in our core level, not just in our
basic level of technology. You all need to learn it.
You all need to learn it for you to get to understand, like, is this website really good for me, or it is just someone trying to lure me to get something out of me. Because when you look at currently, when you go to many websites, when you start to browsing, they'll tell you accept cookie or decline.
This website is not safe or something.
Not really. You just need to understand, like, why the website needs your cookies. Like, cookies is basically data, your personal data. Yeah.
So when you accept the cookies, it means you have accepted to give them your data.
Yeah, you accept
for them
the
to
cookies.
Use their data.
Yeah, you have accepted them you have given them, you have authorized them to use your data. And basically, what cookies do, like when you get to log in into a website, they collect your data, and after collecting your data, when you get back to that system sometime later, you'll be able to access it without logging in. So, like, they basically already stored all your information, meaning that when you get back to join in again, they'll understand that this is Steph. She was here some moment ago, and she has come back, and to enable her to just continue without that process of logging in and something, they already get your data. They even know what machine you're using.
Yeah. So that's the kind of information they get from me, and it's not necessarily a bad thing, because it helps me now and also, the ease of logging in and all that, and going from where I have, continuing from the last place I left it for some sites, right?
Yeah, but I think also you need to be cautious about how you accepting those cookies, and
not on all websites.
Not on all websites. Yeah, because even if you decline,
I don't like. Still not get access. Oh.
I know, like as a program, I've come to interact with the apps, and I've coded, so I understand, like, sometimes when I'm accepting the cookies, I'm really skeptical about them, because I understand how this thing really works. Because I can be at the back and I just write, the software developer just write, if a user accepts cookies, then you collect data, else collect data. Like, that really means that even if she doesn't accept, then you collect data. Like, so you need to be that's why I told you earlier that you need to be more you have more knowledge on the technical area also.
Okay, and because there are also others that will ask you, are you okay? Those are for companies mostly, and you get something like, are you okay with AWS storing your data?
Yeah.
And now you check in either yes or no. How do you advise? Is it okay for them to have your data? Would you advise people to allow?
It depends for me, I'll just tell you, it depends on the reputation of the company. Just research about the company that needs to take your data. Get to understand them. Get to know their privacy policies. When you get to know their privacy policies, and then you're satisfied with them, you go ahead and...
Then you're all good.
Yeah.
Okay. And now people have been saying, it's the talk of town, data is the new oil.
Yeah.
Tell us about this. How is data the new oil? And why do companies need our data so much?
Data is really important to us. to everybody in the world, especially in these big companies, because they also want to know how many people in the world are consuming their products, or they're using their softwares, and that's why they tend to collect much more data. And also data, when I have many data compared to other companies, it means that there's another company out there which is looking for certain data from certain people. For example, you can look in the case of demographics, because you can say, for example, Nigeria is the biggest consumer of WhatsApp. So if a company in Nigeria or somewhere in the world wants the data of people in Nigeria, will go back to Meta as the creator of WhatsApp to collect some data about about Nigeria people or individuals. So it really helps in a lot business-wise, because you can collect the data and sell. For example, if, I have interacted with this AI called Imani. Imani is an AI for certain a certain lady. She the main work of that AI is just to collect data from different places, again, to understand the weather and something. So the government can go back to her to purchase the data to get to really know how to
make informed decision
based on the data that the company called Imani collected.
Related to climate change and all the
so data itself, I can say it is an asset.
Okay, so we need to get to to have data ourselves, but we can't, because of course there's the data protection laws that limits how you can use people's data unless they consent to it. You can only use it for that particular purpose, right?
Exactly.
The particular purpose that you collected it for. Then let's talk about now. My question is the key principles of software engineering that enable data privacy. How are they connected?
Key principles of software engineering that enable data privacy. I think for you to, as a software engineer, the first thing you need to really know is your targeted user and how you want to use to consume their data, and specifically what is it for. And for you to do that, you need to create an ethical environment for them to trust you, or even to be able and willing to give away their data to you. So as a software engineer, personally, I can say, like, we need to, it is a key thing to ensure that we protect the data of every user that interacts with our systems.
Okay. So is this what they mean when we talk about privacy by design?
Yeah, privacy by design.
So it starts right from the development by the software engineer as they develop with the interest of the user at heart, how they're going to use that data. All right. And now, are you? How can you tell other engineers to be aligned, or why they need to be aligned to the data protection laws? How does it affect you when you do not comply?
Of course, again, that has been our biggest challenge also in the data privacy area, because there are different consumers across the world, and different consumers are governed by different laws. For example, the law that govern the people of Nigeria doesn't the same law that govern the people of Kenya, the people of USA or something. So getting to understand the law breakdown of every demographic, it makes it easy for you as a software engineer to create a conducive environment in the user interface or in the back end of it to the users.
Now, because that's interesting, because now when you create, it's not just Kenya in mind.
It's not Kenya in mind.
You have to consider other laws, how they apply, and now find a middle ground on how your application will be able to be operated in different areas. Then how is it that an application like TikTok has different operates differently in different countries. Like in Kenya, there are things that we can access that in China themselves they can't access. They've created it in a way that it's able to achieve more educational value in China than it is in Kenya, where people mostly get entertainment value.
Yeah, I think it's just about understanding your users, how they consume your app. So if I think Kenya, they can't realize content sana huko nje. Yeah, and that's how they created it, like just to make sure that it accommodates, like even as a software engineer or as a company, you want to develop your system to the interest of the user. So if you find the user is more like love fun and something, you know, to create the system to their to meet
to suit their needs.
To suit their needs. But you find, like, for example, you said that China, it's more of a learning platform that are content platform. I mean, fun platform. So yeah, like they understand their users in China, and they really say, like, people in China, they really want to learn more from this.
Okay. Yeah. And how that is done is all in the coding. So as you code, you program it in a way that it operates differently in China, because some people wonder how is it that it operates differently here and there.
Yeah, it's more in the coding area now. Like you just get to give the software rather the conditions to operate in a different demographic. Like if it's China, display this. If it is Kenya, display this. Like, that's how it really works.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. And now, with the advancement in technology like AI and machine learning, how does this affect data privacy in software engineering?
AI, first of all, I want to clarify about one thing. Like, many people there are saying AI is bad, and they're very skeptical about it. Like
especially in Africa.
Especially in Africa, yeah, right. Because they're like, man, AI has come to replace our jobs.
Walikuwa nasema ile robot restaurant ifungwe. Because they got scared.
They got scared, yeah. But for me, I would not really agree with that, because I feel like AI has just come to make our lives easier and enable us to get through things very fast compared to before. Because the people will just be skeptical at the moment, but I think it is more of being lazy to get yourself out there to learn about these new AI systems, new AI softwares, and get to interact with them and be in line with them, you see. Because if it is really that bad thing, then if you can say that AI is a bad thing, even the old people, like for example the messengers of long ago, will say also the buses or the cars came to.
The phone is a bad thing.
The phone is a bad thing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but if you embrace it and get to understand the better part of it, you'll get to go for them.
What's the better part of AI?
Making life easy, like efficient, making life efficient. Yeah.
Without taking people's jobs, because that's the fear. Yeah. People understand that it's there to make people's life efficient. People use ChatGPT for, information is faster and all that. But people now are scared on the side of, this will take my job. For example, the waitresses, those in the hospitality industry, I've just seen robots coming in. And I know that is in the robotics, but they have seen robots coming in and all that. And they're now scared this thing will take away our jobs. But how can they position themselves to be aligned?
Instead of being scared, I can tell you, like, try to see through it and understand how will I collaborate with AI to make this thing work. You see, I think AI is just I can explain it as a simulation of human knowledge into machine, and it just really mimics or do what you get to do. So if you take that occupation that you're pursuing and collaborate with the AI to make work easy and to deliver high quality services or products, you'll see the better part of AI. And I can tell you, like, the easiest way to do is try it as much as you can. Like as fast the AI comes out or a new AI comes in, go there, be the first person, learn about it. Take some few courses online. For example, I recently did ACE, AI in Career Essentials by Alex. Not because I'm really, that's my journey at the moment, but because I just wanted to stay ahead and help me as also a digital marketer. Not as a software engineer more, but also a digital marketer to get to understand how I'm going to use this AI to make my digital marketing skyrocket.
Okay, interesting, very interesting. So now with AI coming in, such a technology, does it make it harder or more challenging for developers to ensure data privacy?
I can't really say
for
it.
Sure.
For sure, it makes it hard because if you're an AI engineer and your system is about AI, you'll be mindful of the data that you want to collect from the people. I think most people, what they're scared about is more of this AI that are able to make audios and videos. So many people are like, if I feed this AI with this thing and these photos of mine, I'll find them created something similar to me, and I'll end up being maybe mistaken for something I didn't do.
Okay.
Yeah, but
so now that's the unethical side. And it can be abused.
Yeah, and that's the ethical side of the software engineer who is creating the system. Like, you need to really understand that these people have really put their trust on them. The users really put their trust on them. That's why they're using the system. So I need to be fair to them and to give them, to protect them in whatever things they may be skeptical about. And also, as a user, that's where you need to understand every system that you're using in, and you don't really give away all your data or everything about you, expose it to these systems.
All right, that makes a lot of sense. So AI uses a lot of data, but the developer can choose, has the option of using it purposefully for the intention, the right intention, and not abusing it. So now, with all that, for entrepreneurs, because technology is really helping a lot of entrepreneurs out there, and we're seeing tech as an enabler, really, because when you look at agriculture, then now when you mix it technology, it helps. How would you advise entrepreneurs to embrace technology, or why would you advise them to embrace technology in their operations?
First of all, I think every company needs a software engineer in their midst, or an IT person.
And you're not just marketing yourself because you're one. It is essential.
It is essential, like, for every company. Like, I'm not doing it for my personal sake. But every company really needs to understand, to get a software or an IT person to help them navigate through the technology part of it. Because it's, for now, if you see, many things are happening online. And having an online presence, or like, for example, a website, or even a social media account or something, like, it makes you easy to sell your company or your products or your services out there. We really need software engineers in our midst.
It really helps.
It really helps a lot.
Okay, your side of being a digital marketer, what tools do you use to ensure that it boosts businesses for maybe those companies that you're working for, and for a digital marketer that's out there? How can they make it more efficient using tech?
Using tech, that's why that's why I've said, like, every company is a software engineer or IT, because we get to understand as a company, when you have these people in your midst, you get really to understand where to put in more effort in the digital space compared to the traditional. For me, as a digital marketer, I've get to embrace more of the software out there, to learn about them and to see how I'm going to implement them in my workspace. For example, the tool that I've learned about AI. Recently, I've used more of ChatGPT, I can say, to get to efficiently deliver to my clients. Because yeah, there's something that, sometimes you may get you get stuck on some things, like you want to find a solution, you really thought about it as a person, but you can't really get through it. But you remember, I've got this AI here in place, and it can help me to understand what I want to do. Not really getting all of it, or getting all of the solutions, but rather getting the concept of how you're going to implement some things. So like getting to learn the software systems and incorporate them with the digital marketing area. It's way better.
It's advantageous.
It's advantageous. Tools like Business Meta for managing different the meta socials, tools like Hootsuite and all that. Like they enable you to be more efficient in your workplace and not to get stuck. Yeah.
Okay. So all digital marketers should be conversant with the different softwares and the technology that is in place to at least stir this up. Because, you know, for digital marketers, you'd find that even most don't have a background really as a software developer.
Yeah.
You know, you can have a background in communication, you're good at that, but now using the softwares really helps to advance it,
helpful.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now, as we come to a close on this conversation, for someone who wants to know how does it take, what does it take really to be a software engineer? Is it something that they need to go and study long for, you know, enroll in a university, or is it something that you can just take a short course on and you know, thrive at it?
It's something that you need really to invest in personally. Not in terms, maybe not majorly, many people may think about money or something, but your time, your commitment, your passion, to give it your best. Because firstly, I don't believe like there's a self-taught engineer, self-taught software developers.
You don't believe that they're enough?
Like they're there, like they exist.
Why?
Because I always say, like, give credit to whoever deserves it. Because if you are a self-taught developer, you could have taught this thing about yourself for yourself and come up with it and hack it all. But these people who call themselves self-taught, they go out there on YouTube, and that person who is on YouTube has really put in their time, their work to create this content so that it may teach someone else out there. So they are already teaching you, so you're not being self-taught. You understand? Yeah. So
also, there's no self-taught.
There's no self-taught. Yeah.
Because you've been taught either way.
Yeah, either you have been taught. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay. So it takes time.
It takes time.
And how much time does it take for you to get to know the language, to get to know coding? What is the least possible time that someone can take?
I can't estimate, because in the software engineering part, it is a continuous learning process. You'll keep learning you may learn something today, a software today, and tomorrow or next week, there's a new version of the same software that you're using. So you get to learn again, and how to code them. And yeah, I think the best thing as a software engineer, what you really want to have in mind is critical thinking in every area. When you have that skill of critical thinking, like it'll be easy for you to navigate through. Yeah, because that's why many people fear coding. Because coding is all about thinking. Before you get to write your code, you have taught like really much, and that's something that every person or every software engineer out there should embrace first, to make sure that their life in coding is way simpler. And on the time to master a skill, maybe it depends on the time you give it. If you put in less time, you'll expect less result. But if you put in more time,
you expect
more
better results. All coders introverts, because people think, mimi, kukaa na machines ni ngumu. And people, you know, the perception is that coders are very introverts. They just want to talk to their machines. No people involved.
I think most coders have interacted with their introverts, but it really depends with who you're interacting with. Yeah.
Okay.
Because for me, I'm not really an introvert. Because if I just say I'm an introvert right now, there's some people watching now. They just crack, start laughing. Yeah. Because it depends with the environment.
Okay.
But yeah, I think most coders out there are introverts and ambiverts.
Okay, most are introverts and ambiverts. But if you're an extrovert and you want to learn it, you can learn it, right?
Yeah, but the rest of you can learn it, yeah.
Okay, give us your final take on this particular topic and maybe where people can get you on your social platforms.
My final take is everybody should embrace technology. It is essential to learn the tech side of everything that is existing right now, because with that it just make your life efficiently. It is not only for the software engineers, but for everyone as an individual.
I love that. Thank you very much, Javan.
Yeah.
So that has been Javan Mugeni. He is our software engineer and a digital marketer. And one thing he has left us with is you need to learn the basics of technology. And he's mentioned his handles at Javan. You haven't mentioned. Oh, you're not on social media.
I am on social media, but I'm scattered.
Give us one that you want us to use.
I have different names. Like, okay, you can find me on Instagram at __ Nito.
__
Nito __ and you can find me on LinkedIn as Javan Mugeni.
Javan Mugeni. LinkedIn is quite easier.
LinkedIn is professional.
The professional one. So you can get him on LinkedIn at Javan Mugeni. That's why we put a hold on a stop on this particular conversation, but Sako will be coming up next with yet another interesting discussion in the motor industry. So you want to stick around for that. To take a short break, he'll be right back.
Y254. Imagine.